The fence went up at 6 in the morning. Metal clanging jolted me awake, while diesel fumes from a post-hole digger drifted through my open window and overpowered the smell of coffee. By the time I stepped outside, I realized what they'd done. The fence cut 43 feet into my land, straight through my late father's pecan grove, blocking the cattle road and trapping 14 pregnant heifers behind 8 feet of chain link. On the other side, Delilah Pritchard, the HOA president from the luxury development next door, sat in her golf cart wearing designer sunglasses, sipping iced Starbucks, and waving at me like this was some neighborly misunderstanding. She had no idea who she was dealing with. I am Audit. I've been the county surveyor for 26 years and a third-generation rancher. I approved every boundary survey in this county, including the one she just violated. I don't just draw property lines. I know every loophole, every code, every pressure point in the system. And she just picked a fight with the man who built the map. My grandfather built the main house in 1891 using limestone pulled from the creek bed by hand. My father, Big Jim, expanded the ranch to 240 acres of cattle, pecans, and a spring that's run clear longer than any deeds existed. When he died 2 years ago, he left me a note tucked into his old survey case. It said, "Don't let anyone take this." I was trying. My wife Marion passed 4 years ago. Cancer bills left me nearly $80,000 in debt, but the ranch still smelled like sweet feed in the mornings, and her Bible was still in the truck console where she left it. Our daughter Natalie is an environmental lawyer in Denver. She thinks I should sell and move to a condo. Not happening. 18 months earlier, a developer bought the wheat fields next door and planned 72 luxury homes called Sunset Ridge Estates. Their survey came across my desk. I reviewed it, flagged 2 issues, they corrected them, and I approved it. 50-foot buffer, clean and professional. Then Delilah arrived from Houston with her yoga mat, platinum highlights, and HOA ambitions. 3 months later, she was president. The previous president resigned after she reported him for leaving trash cans out 11 minutes past collection time. I became her next project. First, she complained my cattle were too loud. Then she demanded I move industrial livestock operations 500 feet from the boundary. I filed those letters where they belonged. Then she started attending county meetings, talking vaguely about dust, outdated agricultural practices, and property values. I noticed survey stakes appear along my boundary that didn't match the originals. I should have paid attention. 3 weeks before the fence went up, a permit crossed my desk. Zutinhua fence installitang. I stamped it. Famous last words. When I confronted the crew, they showed me a survey map from a company I'd never heard of, showing my land as theirs. Delilah appeared, perfume first, smile practiced. She said my father's fence had always been wrong. The crew kept working. By evening, the fence was locked, my cattle trapped, and she texted me demanding I remove them from HOA property or face impound fees. I documented everything. The fence was 40 feet over the line. I filed complaints. The county attorney warned me it would take time. I cut the lock, moved my cattle, and by noon the next day, the gate was welded shut. New signs went up saying, "No trespassing, Holland property," turning me into the villain. The media swallowed her version whole. She accused me of abusing my position. Ethics complaints followed. I was advised to take leave. Her lawyers sued for nuisance and damages. The stress was relentless. Then I noticed the survey markers were wrong, set in concrete like fence posts. Fake. The survey company was dissolved. The owner vanished. Then the real truth emerged. HOA funds had been siphoned into a shell company Delilah owned. Special assessments passed illegally. Homeowners foreclosed on fast. Her LLC bought their homes cheap and flipped them. 11 properties. Hundreds of thousands in profit. My ranch wasn't the target. It was phase 2. My daughter found environmental violations tied to the development. Regulators confirmed them. The Attorney General got involved. Former homeowners came forward. The fraud unraveled fast once daylight hit it. Delilah panicked. She filed more complaints, hired private investigators, vandalized property, tried intimidation. But lies need maintenance. Truth doesn't. At an emergency HOA meeting, The homeowners finally saw the records. The money trail, the illegal votes, the fake surveys. 56 hands voted to remove her on the spot. 2 weeks later, the Attorney General filed criminal charges. Her properties went into receivership. Foreclosures were reversed. Veterans got their homes back. Families moved back in. The fence came down in one day. I donated part of the settlement in my wife's name. Started a scholarship in my father's honor. The ranch healed. The pecan grove recovered. Justice didn't arrive with sirens. It arrived with paperwork, patience, and people who finally stopped being afraid. Land doesn't lie. People do. And land always waits for the truth.